Hi guys, it's Claire. Having a really tough day the last couple of days since the 21st. And it's now, I think, the 25th. I'm not sure. I'm not keeping up with dates. I went up to DC to go to the Gemsa specialty clinic for my Lyme, progress checkup and all of that. And I did not get a good report. And first of all, my pupils were so dilated that she thought I had been taking opiates. And when I explained that I did not, because quite frankly I like them too much to take them, she understood, but she said definitely something was wrong. And so she said I need to, she did that neurological exam, don't let me pull your arm, and don't let me push your fingers, or whatever, that neuro exam. And it was very obvious that on the right hand side I cannot, I have almost no strength, and which sucks because I'm right-handed and right-footed, but not that I'm playing soccer anytime soon. But anyway, I gave her my list of symptoms, and two of which really disturbed me. A couple of times I have fallen and not really known where I was, and that's new. One of them was a 6-foot fall over the top of my car, trying to turn off a hose, and I just slipped and was too uncoordinated to right myself. The other was at night. I had taken my evening medications, so that could have had something to do with it, but I just went over backwards in the dark, hit the hardwood floor, and really had no idea where I was, that I was even at home. I had no idea, and had to lie there for probably 3 minutes or so, just to kind of calm down and just go, okay, obviously you're somewhere, you're going to figure this out. Let's make sure nothing's broken first. And so I think I handled that pretty well. But I told them, what was going on, and how I was starting to have more and more difficulties with getting around and getting things done between guests at Fern Gully B&B. Look me up on Airbnb. And it's worrisome. And I don't eat. Everything's completely empty out of the fridge. I'm eating, just last night I had a handful of cherries. I just don't want to go out. And I'm not supposed to go out anyway, because it's still flu season. And guess what? Being on the plane, as you can hear from my voice, I got frickin' sick. Great. I just hope it isn't the flu. But I don't think it is. I think it's just a head cold. That was attractive. So, anyway, she went to confer with Dr. Jemsek, and I overheard him, unfortunately. And as I said before, he's a lot like House. So, there is that. But he looked over the list of symptoms, including some that I thought were new, and just said, this is the same shit she had last time. And it was not, mind you, said in a huffy or annoyed way. It was kind of like, oh, nothing's changing. Shit. It was that kind of thing. She came back in, and she actually said, quote, We don't know what to do with you. That's really disheartening to hear that. We don't know what to do with you. Especially from the #1 infectious disease specialist in the world, and Lyme disease specialist. So they started talking about actually reducing my meds, explaining that sometimes they can actually be more harmful than helpful if you're on too high of a dose, which that makes sense. So they're hoping that changing that a little bit and lowering some dosages will make a difference. It's only been a few days. The only thing I've noticed is that I am completely wiped. But you know, there's travel and head cold involved, so you know, I don't know if it's medicine or not. It's probably not. So I'm going to wait until I'm healthy from this cold, and then I'll really be able to judge what's going on. But the one thing that really struck me was she said, who do you have to help you when things like this happen? And I said, no one. And she says, what do you mean? And I said, well, I live alone, and you know, my neighbors are really busy, and and my friends all live about an hour or so away, and if something would happen, I would just have to call 911. And I keep a phone on my belt, just in case. And she said, but what if you're unconscious? And I said, well, you know, there's nothing I can do about that. And she said, why are you living alone? Just like that. Why are you living alone? Not in a confrontational thing, but what are you thinking? Kind of thing. And I said, you know, I don't have a choice. And she said, you can't be living alone like this. Just because I'm just telling you, you can't. You need someone with you all the time. And that sort of got my bitterness going a little bit towards my ex-husband for leaving me like this. After I had cared for him for 12 years of the 15 years we were married. Anyway, I'm trying to let go of that because I should be past it. But it just sort of rekindled that fire, and I've had nightmares. I mean, just nightmares ever since, where he's walking away and I'm begging him to not walk away, which I actually did when he did walk away. I completely humiliated myself and wept and begged him not to leave me like a desperate animal, which I was, because I was scared and I loved him. And I didn't even know why he was leaving, so you know, I knew some of the reasons, but not really all of them. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing now, is trying to get rid of that. But at the last part of the meeting, she said, I think we're gonna, you know, decrease some of the dosages, and we're going to start adding some antipsychotics to your medications. And I started to cry. And I said, maybe I've never even had Lyme, even though I've seen the positive test results. But you know, I just kind of lost it. And I said, maybe I've never had Lyme, and maybe I'm just crazy, and you think I'm crazy, and if that's the case, I don't know what to do anymore. I have no one to turn to if I'm that crazy. But then she said the most amazing thing to me. Even though I'm still stuck on the I might be crazy thing. She said, I don't share this with a lot of people, but I want you to know that I used to be in the exact position you were in, because I had Lyme disease too. And look at me now. I'm a practicing physician. And not only that, I'm a specialist. So, I'm telling you from my personal experience that you're not crazy at all, because I know where you are. I've been exactly in your place. So that helped a lot. I don't even know why I'm crying about it now, because I left very disheartened anyway, obviously, because they don't know what to do. But because my system, they said, is so weak, they can't do anything. I've become so weak that they can't be as aggressive as they normally would. So basically that means that this is going to be dragged out a lot longer, or I might unfortunately be one of those patients who never gets better. And there are those cases where they never get better. And all I can think of now is I don't want to die. I mean, truly, I don't want to die. But I don't want to live like this. I just don't. I'm tired. I'm sure I've said that before, but I'm just so tired. And I can't get a roommate or a caregiver, because then I lose my only income. So it's like rock, hard place. Because if I don't have that income, then I can't seek treatment at all. If I don't seek treatment at all, I will die. I will die a crazy-ass death, because the disease is related to syphilis, and people go crazy on it, as you well know. Which is why I'm going crazy now. It's the disease, the bacteria. But, I'm weaker and weaker and sicker. But I can't have anyone in here because of the income I get from Airbnb. I don't know what to do, guys. So for now, I am just waiting to see what happens with this medication. I'm going to start getting those labs done. I am a little concerned that I might be going back into kidney failure. And that's kind of why I haven't gotten my labs, which I know is crazy, but sometimes I just want to let go and let it happen. But if it weren't so bad, such bad karma, speaking as a Buddhist, if it wasn't such destructive and horrific karma to kill myself, I would. But as I've said in an earlier video, my teacher, Kempo Going Rinpoche, once said, if your suffering is so great, no matter what it is, mental, physical, emotional, illness or not, if it is so bad that you take your own life, with the amount of negative karma you will receive from that action, what do you think your next life will be like? And that's the only thing that's kept me here. But I can assure you it will keep me here. But it just makes it easier when I hear stuff like that to just give up. Just forget it. You know, I'm alone. I'm never going to marry again or find anyone again. You know, I mean, really, what's the point? What purpose am I serving? And I just thank God for random acts. Because in this experiment about volunteering in depression, after doing Geshwaz 2014, which you saw videos of earlier, and you saw how happy I was before I got this report, I can tell you definitely that on a personal, experimental level that it does help with depression. Even though I had I had to do most of it alone, which was sad and depressing in itself. But the fact that I was participating, it was huge. I was very, very proud of myself. And I did some huge-ass things that most people wouldn't do. And I'm going to try to figure out how to embed photos into video so you can see some of the stuff I did. I don't really know if I can do that. So, someone in my YouTube vast audience, because I'm like so popular, if even 4 people watch this video, I'd eat my foot. But if you could put in the comments or email me how that can be done, I'll do it. I'll try to surf the web and find out, but I just probably won't remember as soon as I read it. Yay, Lyme disease. Still fighting. Oops. And that's it.